Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the flaming hot grilled cheese burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yeah.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always had this game right.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Sticks and waters.
Well, there you have it. The final seconds ticking off the clock last night at Extra Mile Arena. And the party was on senior night as Boise State takes down San Diego State. Big win for the Broncos, 86-77. How we doing, folks? My name is PJ Rains. Been dealing with a little bit of a cold, as you guys know. It's been a weird couple of days here, so apologize for the late start. Just one of those mornings that I never, ever, ever have to not set an alarm. And I always am up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. And the kids didn't have school this morning, so they were not up at their normal time. And I just rolled over, and it was 9:05. And I said, oh, crap, I got to get up and get the show going. So apologize for the late start. Luckily, it's a YouTube show, not something on the radio or TV or whatever where we missed it. But I've been dealing with like I said, a cold. I feel much better today. I pounded some NyQuil last night and some melatonin and actually got it. For the first time in like 3 nights, he actually got a decent night's sleep. So I wish it was the celebratory Sun Cruisers last night. No, I was in bed by 11 o'clock tomorrow. If you watch the postgame, or last night, if you watch the postgame show, Nathan was doing it, and then the internet went out, and so I didn't get to give any thoughts. And it was kind of a weird postgame show too, where the sound went out and didn't get a chance to, or the internet, I guess his microphone went out or something, and then we had to end up ending the show early there as well. So it's kind of a cluster, and just wasn't the post-game show we were hoping for, just being completely honest, because we weren't able to get our full comments on there, weren't able to get my comments on there. So here I am the next morning breaking it down with you guys. We'll have someone's asking about Brian Dutcher's sound. I'm sorry, that's why I'm looking at my phone. I do have a video here of Brian Dutcher talking. I'm trying to see how I can get this on my I've got it on my phone here. I'm trying to figure out how I can get it into the system. I know Mateo posted it to YouTube, I believe, so I can try to find it. But I am feeling, I wouldn't say I'm 100%, but I feel much better than I did last night. So solid good night's sleep. And again, apologize for the late start, but better late than never. And happy to talk about this game with you guys. We got Leon Rice sound. We got sound from Drew Fielder, 33 points. Unbelievable. Drew Fielder last night, 33 points, 9 rebounds. And I thought that one play where he just took the rebound right away from the San Diego State guy, made the layup and got fouled with about 2 minutes to go was kind of the, perfect summary of that game last night. I mean, 15 rebounds for San Diego State. 15 rebounds for San Diego State as a team for the entire game. I've never seen that in my entire life. I know Nathan Carroll's got some stats on some of that stuff that I'm going to reference here during the show. But you think about a Division I game and 2 teams out there fighting for rebounds and fighting, the entire 40-minute game, and to have 15 rebounds as a team for an entire game, that's unbelievable. 2 offensive rebounds for San Diego State, pretty crazy. 21-3 second chance points. I mean, that's a pretty crazy number as well. So it was just a domination. I mean, Boise State never trailed. They led for 39 minutes and 4 seconds. Never trailed in the game. San Diego State never had the lead. And it did get a little dicey there. The refs were trying to get San Diego State back into it. That weird flagrant call on Andrew Meadow. Couple calls. Our friend Scott Brown, the employee at the University of Idaho, couple calls. Vern Harris. I mean, they were trying. But it got down to 6-7. But it never got closer than that, I don't think. Maybe 5 points. I don't think it got to 5. I think it was 6 or, again, I'm not saying it to be whatever, or 7 or 8, something about that. And Boise State was able to, push back ahead. And they've had games like that in the past where, whether it was Nevada, whether UNLV, where they were up 20 and then they end up blowing it. And they got it to single digits there and give Boise State a lot of credit for pushing through and finding a way to win that game. And I thought it was just a really fun night at Extra Mile Arena. You honor the seniors. We had, R.J. Keene's parents on the pregame show. We had Javen Buchanan's dad, pop on the pregame show. And then to watch that start, they got up 17-5. Really nice start there at the beginning of the game. And I think 6 different players hit threes in the first 10 minutes. And the ball movement was good. And by the way, Brian Dutcher never calls timeout. You notice that? Like, there was 2 or 3 times I looked at Johnny or Nathan. I'm like, why isn't Brian Dutcher calling timeout here? And he just lets his team play through it. And to their credit, they're, that's just a sign, I guess, of a well-coached team that he doesn't need to use timeouts, and they're going to, hopefully get it back on their own. But I just, in the first half, there was starting to get away from him, and he never called any timeouts. And so I was a little surprised by that. Hell of a win last night. Crowd was electric. Yeah, crowd was great. And that's why I get on the fans sometimes about the Grand Canyon game or the Utah State game. Like, I get it. It's a chicken or the egg, and I get it. You got to give them a product that, people want to see. But if you had that crowd last night, I'm not saying they win. I'm not going to guarantee a win, but you don't lose by 20 to Utah State, and you don't lose as bad as you did to Grand Canyon if you have that crowd and that atmosphere and that energy in those two games. Simple as that. Simple as that. Crowd makes a difference. The start Boise State got off to, they got the crowd into the game early. It was a great start, great crowd, and just kind of carried the whole game. When Extra Mile Arena is packed and loud, it truly makes a difference. And so if you had that crowd for Hawaii Pacific, you don't lose in the first game of the season. Division II team, people took it for granted. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I get it, and I'm not saying that if people want to say, that they got to give us a product to cheer for, or whatever. I get it. I understand that, and that is true. You lost to a D2 team in your first game. It's been an up and down season. I understand, but I'm just telling you, anyone that goes to Extra Mile Arena, when that place is loud and rocking like it was last night, you're not losing by 20 to anybody. So those if you had that crowd against Grand Canyon, I'm not saying they win, but it's certainly a different game. I'll at least say that. But that was fun. That was classic Extra Mile Arena last night. Nice crowd. It was fun. And Tater Tom saying, we need fans to travel to Vegas. This team could actually do it. Wow, what a difference! What a difference that is from different times this year. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think this team is as dangerous as anybody going into the conference. But a lot of fans are saying, not wasting my money, not going this year, whatever else. I wonder if anyone's reconsidering. I wonder if anybody back in January, after they were 1-5 in conference and decided not to book their tickets, or are thinking maybe they made a mistake, or after they lost to Utah State a couple weeks ago, dropping them to 15-11, 7-8 in conference, blown out by 20 points at Utah State, and people are on the postgame show again calling for Leon Rice's job and saying, give me one good reason why Leon Rice should still be the coach and all this stuff, and people are saving my money and not traveling and all this. Now you look up, they're on another 4-game winning streak. They've won 10 of their last 13 games. They're 10-3, folks, going back to mid-January. So this is not some, they're only beating the bad teams, whatever. No, they've beaten San Diego State. They've beaten New Mexico. They've beaten Nevada. They've beaten Colorado State during this stretch. And they're 10-3 in their last 13 games. They're playing as good a basketball as anybody in the conference right now. I would bet if you go back to January 16th when they've been on this streak, they might have the best record in the conference, to be honest, or close to it. They had a bad 2-week stretch. I said it yesterday or the day before. Like, it hasn't been the season anybody wanted, but if you look at it, like, it really was just that 2-week stretch that did them in. The triple overtime game could have gone either way in that game. They have the 2 rough ones at home, and then they lose at UNLV. And even if you go 2-2 in that stretch, you might be in the tournament right now. Like, it hasn't been a horrible season. It's just it was a bad 2 weeks, and it's been an up and down year. And I get it. Overall, you're 19-11. You're 11-8 in conference. You're in 6th place in the standings. Like, yes, it wasn't the season anybody wanted or expected, but I think you saw last night what you thought you'd see all season. And if you want some optimism for going down to Vegas, like, yeah, if you're on the fence now, like, I think people should be all of a sudden changing their mind and making plans to go down to Vegas. Like, this looks like an exciting team. Now, I'm not sure they're going to win on Saturday. Colorado State's playing really well. Looking forward to watching that game tonight. Colorado State is at New Mexico. I would assume New Mexico is going to win that game at home. But Colorado State, a lot's going to be on the line for seeding in that game on Saturday afternoon. Looking forward to getting over to Fort Collins for that one. But this team is playing as well as anybody in the conference right now. They've got 3 overtime losses this year. They had the 1 2-week stretch right there. I mean, it is a season of what ifs, and I know you can't change it. It is what it is, but it is nice that, with the win last night, it feels like a lot of the Fire Leon crowd and the people jumping off the deep end have kind of quieted down. We haven't heard from the APs of the world and some of those people in a long time in this chat. And all the outside noise about, this team not liking each other and as I mentioned, buyouts for the coaches and Leon's got to go and all this kind of stuff. It's just, you look up and here they are on a 4-game winning streak, just took down San Diego State, and they're now on a 4-game winning streak. They've only lost 3 times since January 13th. And I mean, we're in March, guys. It's March 3rd, and they've lost 3 times since January 13th. I mean, they're 10-3 in their last 13. They're playing really, really well right now. And 2 of those 3 losses were at Grand Canyon and at Utah State, where like not very many people go and win. So I was impressed last night. I mean, what can you say about, we mentioned it already, what can you say about Drew Fielder? 16 of 18 from the free throw line, the second most made free throws in a game in Boise State history behind only Derek Marks. 9 rebounds. He got 12 fouls called against him. I mean, he drew 12 fouls. That's incredible. And 33 points. And I mean, that's your 2 big ticket transfers, Drew Fielder and Dylan Andrews. Drew Fielder gets 33 points to win you a game at home on senior night against San Diego State. Dylan Andrews gets you 33 at the Pit to get a big road win at New Mexico. I mean, those guys have stepped up in some very big situations for you. Looking at the stat sheet here, I mean, Jaden Buchanan did it again, 17 points, 4 rebounds. He hit some big shots in 31 minutes, and he's efficient too. 17 points on 11 shots. And then RJ Keene, plus 23, best on the team by far. When RJ Keene was on the court, Boise State outscored San Diego State by 23 points. It's a typical RJ Keene game. 8 rebounds, 5 points, 5 assists, and had a block. And he had a couple of great, hit that 3-pointer, which was big early in the game. And I thought RJ Keene, once again, was a big key to this team. So Bird can't dunk. Yeah, that was actually a big play. When Bird went down and missed that big dunk, they were really coming back in the game. They had cut it to like 5 or 6 in the first half. Bird bricks that dunk. And then next thing you know, I think after that, I want to say it was like a I am going to have Brian Dutcher sound, by the way. I'm transferring this to my phone. Sorry about that. I would like to hear about the rebounding from Brian Dutcher as well. But they cut it to, I think, 5 or 6. He misses the dunk, and then Boise State went on like a 9-2 run right after that. So that was a big turning point in the game. It really was when Bird missed that dunk, and next thing you know, Boise State able to extend the lead back out. And again, Boise State never trailed in this game, led from start to finish, led by double digits for most of the game. I mean, Magoon Guath looks like a great prospect, but minus 20 in his 15 minutes, only has 4 points, 1 rebound. Miles Bird only had 7 points. I mean, some of their best players just weren't, didn't really step up tonight for San Diego, or last night for San Diego State. But Boise State deserves a ton of credit. And so for last night, it was a fun night. Like I said, good crowd, great crowd. Student section showed up, and you had a lot to cheer about, and it was a fun night overall at Extra Mile Arena. Let's hear from Brian Dutcher, some of his early comments after the game last night.
You get worse on the boards than Saturday in New Mexico. It does.
My goodness. Well, we know what it was, Said the number one key to the game is rebounding. So we can sit and watch tape, and we know what it is. It's whether we can address it or not. And we didn't get it done. We showed tape from New Mexico. There have been games we do a good job boxing out. But when they shoot this many threes, a lot of them are rebounding all over the place. And got to hit, run them down. And I'm sure we'll look on tape and see where we didn't get the job done. And like I said, sometimes it's easy to blame the bigs. But, it's all 5 guys got to hit someone and rebound. And we were switching, so we had a guard on a big a lot. So that's always a tough matchup. But 37-15, you're never going to win when that happens. And you have 2 offensive rebounds, and one is a dead ball team rebound. So Tay got 1 offensive rebound for us. So, we played competitive. We fought. You wouldn't say we gave in. A lot of teams that give in, you're going to go from 20 down to 30, and we fought our way back to 7 with a free throw and had the ball, and we didn't give in. We fought back twice, and so I like our fight. I just don't like some of the things we're doing. Obviously, gave up 81 to New Mexico and 86 tonight. We're a program that prides ourselves on defense. Defensive rebounding win championships. So that's why we're not going to win, obviously, a title this year in the regular season. We didn't defend and rebound at a high enough level in the last 2 games when we had a chance to. So I put on the board before the game, believe. Got to believe. Got to believe we can win tonight. Got to believe we're a good team. And that's the case after the game. Can't go in there with one game left in the conference tournament, start doubting ourselves. Got to accept responsibility for things we can get better at, and then fight our way through it. That's all there is.
Obviously switch 5 causes problems on the back end because you've got a front, guards fronting, and then the shot goes up, the big's inside.
That's it.
Do you have to rethink that, or are you not? Is there something you're not doing as well as you have in the past with switch 5?
It's interesting because we play drop defense too, but a guy like Fielder that's making threes, if you're in drop, he just pick and pops and shoot threes. So, by switching, hopefully we were going to take some threes away and be able to give some backside support in the post. But some of his baskets were over our 5 men. He scored over Heidi and Goon and Tay. I mean, it wasn't like switch 5 was the sole reason he was scoring. He was doing damage just like Buljan did the game before. So we have to get tougher in the post, whether we're switching or not. We have to offer more resistance.
What about though with the offensive boards in switch 5?
Rebound is definitely an issue. But
what are you not doing when you switch 5 on the offensive glass? Is someone not coming over and hitting?
Well, the guard. What generally happens is the guard at fronts, but he has to push him, and then someone has to come rebound over the top. You know what I'm saying? And the guard's not going to get it.
Yeah.
The guard has to just move that guy so someone else can get it. But it didn't happen. But I'll have to look back. I mean, a lot of the rebounds he got, I thought were over our 5 men too. I don't think they were all over the guards. And we went small.
Yeah.
To come back in the game, we want 4 guards. And so now we're playing only 1 big, and that makes rebound an issue. 4 guards is good offensively, but if you don't have Heidi and Tay, or Goon and Heidi, or Farrell and Heidi, you're playing small, and it makes it harder to rebound.
You close the game, or that big stretch there where you come back and down the stretch. You got LZ and Tay, 2 freshmen that maybe people didn't think would be playing a ton at the beginning of the season, become big parts of this team. What does it say about what their roles are now, but more importantly going forward in this program? I mean, you really have 2 pillars there, right?
Yeah, they're 2 very good freshmen. LZ gutted it out. He couldn't go through walkthrough today and then played in the game. So I give a lot of credit for LZ for toughing it out. And Tate plays with great energy. But, he still makes freshman mistakes. They make freshman mistakes. But this is all part of the growing process.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What about going forward with
these they're going to be, obviously, if you can't see, they're going to be very good players in our program and in the new Pac-12, then you're not watching basketball. They are very good freshmen.
How disappointing is it that 6 days ago you play your best game of the season, and then you come out here and you're down 21? I mean, obviously you had a nice fight there, but you're down 21 to a 6th place team. I mean, didn't show a lot of spirit and energy until the end there. Are you disappointed when you see that?
I want to play closer, but I watched Nevada get down by close to 20 and fight back and put it to overtime. So that's the way this game goes. We were up 24 at our place. They put it to overtime. So even though we were down, I had a belief we were going to have enough to fight back and catch them at the end. And that didn't happen. New Mexico was close. So these games, I think what people fail to realize is how much parity there is. The difference between whatever place they're in, 8th place and 1st place, is very small this year. So I think it's going to make for a great conference tournament.
There's a chance you guys could play again.
No question.
A week from Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're looking at 3 seed, they're looking at 6 seed.
Yeah, we could be 2, 3, or 4. You never know what the seeding could be. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. I'm glad we're out of the play-in game scenario.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is, like I said, it was Utah State in 2 days, New Mexico 2 days, at Boise 2 days, UNLV. So we need to get through this stretch, find a way to play hard as heck against UNLV, and then give them a couple of days and try to get a little recovery. This has been a tough stretch. Not only win-loss wise, but scheduling-wise. Everybody that looked at our schedule to start the year said this stretch is going to be tough, and it has been. Yeah. The game, like I said, the game that killed us was the home game to Grand Canyon. Because we knew how hard it is on the road. But when you lose a home game with the stretch we had, it magnified everything, and that's what's happened.
There he is, Brian Dutcher, and I like Brian Dutcher. He's a classy guy, one of the nicest coaches in the conference, classy guy, and like I said all the right things there. And that is an interesting point as you kind of look at the standings. The 3-6 matchup is certainly possible, and I don't know, how would you guys feel about that? I mean, I know San Diego State's a better team than they played yesterday, no doubt, but I mean, I don't think that Boise State would be scared to have to play San Diego State in the conference tournament. You'd certainly rather probably play them than Grand Canyon or Utah State. So the seeding is going to be very interesting for the conference tournament because right now you have 4 teams tied with 8 conference losses, and Boise State, Nevada, UNLV, and Colorado State. Nevada losing at Wyoming last night, and that was just a weird game. I mean, last night truly was another night in the Mountain West. You had Utah State losing badly, getting blown out at Thomas and Mack Center against UNLV. You have Nevada losing and then giving up Nevada just had to beat Wyoming and Air Force, and they were going to get a bye in the first round, and they go to Laramie and lose. So Nevada now falls into that play-in, first day game. Excuse me. And now you have a 4-way tie. I'm not even going to begin to figure out how all this works. All I'll say is I don't really know if you want the 5 seed. Like, wouldn't that be, I think Nathan said it last night, wouldn't that be like typical Boise State? Like everything falls their way and they get a higher seed, which is actually a worse matchup. Like, I think even though the 5 seed has better game times and you get the easier first round game against Air Force, I don't know if you want to be on the same side of the bracket as Utah State and Grand Canyon. Like, your reward for the 5 seed is playing a Grand Canyon team in the first game on Thursday that crushed you both times you played them. You somehow win that in the semifinals, you get to play Utah State, who has crushed you both times you've played them. I will say, like, with the way this team is playing right now, just toss the ball up and Spencer Danielson's kind of put the ball down thing last year about we'll play anybody anywhere. Like, at this point, maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe they're just going to go on a run and win or going to lose the first game, and it wouldn't matter who they're playing. It's been that kind of season. Maybe the opponent doesn't matter. But on paper, even though the game times were later at night next week and it just wouldn't be ideal game times, the easier path probably is the 6 seed, which gives you San Diego State and New Mexico on your side of the bracket instead of Utah State and Grand Canyon. So a little tougher first game with San Jose, but then you would get San Diego State maybe in the quarterfinals instead of and then New Mexico in the semifinals, who you've already beaten twice. So I think that 6 seed would actually be better, even though the timing is worse than the quote unquote finishing higher as the 5 seed. In years past, maybe you say, okay, we get that bye, sweet, we get the extra bye, but now the 5 seed still has to play a game on that first day, and that would put you on the opposite side of the bracket. It's tough to say. Like I said, in reality, it's like, just play. They're either going to win it or they're not. I mean, who knows? But on paper, the quote unquote more desirable path would probably be New Mexico, San Diego State over Utah State, Grand Canyon, and that would mean finishing as the 6 seed. So Melinda says, don't like the 5 seed. BSU Bill, we want the 6. Yep, avoid GCU. Give us the 6-7 seed. Let's see. Worst case, we compete in the NIT. I don't know if that's the case, actually, and maybe this late season stretch changes things. I heard Tom Moser say that he thinks they would go to the NIT if they don't make the tournament. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I for a while, I figured this team just wanted to be done, wanted to move on to next season. But the way they're playing and the way they're liking each other right now, and the positive vibe around the program, maybe they would want to get the young guys some more experience and keep this thing rolling for a few more games. I don't know. What a great final Mountain West tournament. 6-7 teams could win it. Nearly everyone needs to win to get to the big dance. Yeah, I mean, you talk about it all culminating for this great basketball conference. Put 20 teams or whatever it is in the NCAA tournament the last 4 or 5 years, and you think about it all coming to this, and it truly might be a one-bid league this year, which is crazy. I don't think any team can be feeling good. They might get 2. I still think there's a chance they can get 2, but I don't think any team can be feeling good about, well, we're still in if we lose. Like, every team's going down to Vegas saying we have to win this conference tournament, and it's going to be exciting, man. There's going to be some great games. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to get down there. It's going to be so much fun down there in Las Vegas. And like I said, with the way Boise State is playing right now, I don't think anybody's feeling great about playing them. And it's just such a different feeling from a couple of weeks ago, from a couple of months ago. It's why I always try to stay even keeled. And I'm not, dunking on people. They haven't done anything yet. They've won 4 in a row. They're still in sixth place in the conference. They haven't done anything. I understand. I'm not trying to go on some victory lap, but it is why I think perspective is needed sometime. It's a long season. There's 31 games. We do these post-game shows after every single game. It's very easy to kind of be prisoner of the moment as a fan, as a passionate, fan that if you went to the school, if you, or maybe you didn't go to the school, but you're just a big fan of BSU and you go to the games and you put your money in there and you have these opinions after the game. And I get it. But you go back to like that UNLV game and when they lost that game and just some of the comments and folks wanting the coaching staff gone, blow it all up. And Jeremiah Dickey's got to make changes and all this stuff. And they still may need to do something to the assistant coaching staff. They still may have some other things they need to do, big picture wise. But it's why I think perspective is needed. And I know you guys are fans. It's short for fanatics. It is funny that, the guys I'm talking to here, you all are watching have been mostly, for the most part, the rational ones that understand it. Most of the guys that come in ripping on folks, they're never around when the team wins. So that I'm talking to folks that aren't even watching right now, to be honest. So, but it is interesting how that's why I'm not defending. I wasn't defending him. I'm just saying, hey, it's a long season. Let's see it play out. Let's wait and make our judgments at the end of the season, because right now, if you were doing a big picture analysis of the season, it's probably a little different than it was when they were 1-4 or 1-5 in conference, whatever it was. So I'm not saying everything's great. They still need to do some things, but I think there can be some changes made. But I think that, some of the big picture, just sweeping comments and assumptions that people were making was just hilarious. And it's why you just kind of let the season play out. And like I said, it hasn't been the season everybody wanted, but if you really want to break it down, it was like a rough 2 weeks. You take out that 4-game losing streak, and even if you go 2-2, they're probably in the tournament right now. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, it's crazy. It hasn't been the season anybody wanted, but it hasn't been nearly as bad as some people have made it out to be when you look at it. And the whole point is you want to be playing your best basketball, at the end of the season. And right now they've won 4 in a row, and they're ascending and playing what looks like their best basketball. They're 10-3 in their last 13 games, and they're certainly going to be a team down there in Las Vegas that nobody wants to play in the Mountain West tournament. Hey, Lithia Ford of Boise online at lithiafordboise.com. You looking for a new vehicle? Hit up our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Sun Cruiser, perfect time to get a Sun Cruiser this weekend. Watch some basketball, whether it's the iced tea vodkas, lemonade vodkas. Sun Cruiser, let the good times cruise. Idaho Central Credit Union donating $25 for every made free throw. 26 made free throws. I'm bad at math. 26 made free throws last night for the Broncos. That is 26. I'm doing this on the fly here. Times 25. $650 donated last night by Idaho Central Credit Union to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission for the free throws last night. 26 made free throws. Idaho Central Credit Union online, ICCU.com. Hey, they got the 75 points. You get the 75-cent fountain drink tomorrow. 75-cent fountain drink at Jackson's using your Let's Go Rewards app since the Broncos scored 75 points. Today, if you went to the game last night, take your ticket stub. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com, the SM Management Group. We appreciate them. The chicken cantina, crunchy taco, all the great options there. But today, if you have your ticket stub, since the Broncos scored 83 points, you can get a free taco at Taco Bell with your ticket stub today from our friends at Taco Bell. Hey, looking for some gear for the Mountain West Tournament? For the spring game coming up, they got you covered at the Blue and Orange Store. Online, blueandorangestore.com. You can order anywhere in the world or visit one of their 2 locations at the Boise Town Square Mall or the new location down at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. Hey, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. Bauscher Real Estate, looking to buy or sell a home? Hit up our man Matt Bauscher at BauscherRealEstate.com. Signature Roofing, online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, repair, an estimate, or inspection, all your roofing needs, hit up Signature Roofing. Hey, Element Fencing, decks, pergolas, fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, they can do it all. 25 plus years in the fencing company. If you're on the fence about that fencing project, now's the time. Hit up Element Fencing, elementfencing.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. Find one near you. Shopridleys.com. Rowpaint.com, 20% off the winter painting projects. You got that painting project you've been thinking about getting done? Now is the time. Hit up rowpaint.com. Andy Rowe Painting, rowpaint.com. Transportation Compliance Service, TCS, local company helping out folks all over the world get into the trucking business. If you're looking for a new job, fresh start, career change, how about the trucking industry? Transportation Compliance Service. Hey, last night, Tom Moser, I mentioned a crazy night in the Mountain West last night. You had a couple crazy games in the Mountain West last night, and you think about some of the scores. Wyoming 83, Nevada 73, UNLV 92, Utah State 65. Boise State gets the big win. Tom Moser was live for almost 2 hours last night. Another night in the Mountain West. You can go back and watch his show, get all your recaps on the standings, the games. If you want some more Mountain West basketball talk, Tom Moser had you covered last night, another night in the Mountain West. Just download his podcast, or you can go there on the YouTube channel and watch that. And tried Johnny's Cantina taco over the weekend. It was as good as advertised. Yes, it's really, really good. You eat that and you're not thinking it's like some, fast food taco. Really good. So John Buchanan said he had been here for a early game. I think one of the first years, I think Javen's first year, he said he came to one game, but he said it was like one of the non-D1 games or some crappy team at the beginning of the season. So he said that was the first time being there for like a big game. Yep. Don't forget free Taco Bell today. Free taco if you went to the game last night, since the Broncos scored 83 points. BSU is even on ESPN today. We do not see that much this year. I didn't see that. Were they just showing the highlights? Must have been a light night in sports. I don't know. That's good. Good to see them get on there. Let's see. Guaf has been dealing with back injuries. He was hurting at New Mexico. Yeah, he just didn't play. What day will Boise State play? First game is going to be Wednesday. First game is going to be Wednesday. First game will be Wednesday. We'll know, at the end of Saturday what the bracket looks like and all that. But speaking of Wednesday, tonight the women play. Women have a big game tonight. If they can win tonight, they'll get the number 2 seed. If they lose, they could fall all the way to the 5. So the Boise State women have a big game tonight. They are at UNLV and then just staying down there for the conference tournament. So shout out. Good luck to the Boise State women tonight. You can watch that on the Mountain West Network. And then if they make the semi, they'll start either Saturday or Sunday. Saturday is the first round for the women, the play-in games. Sunday will be the quarterfinals. And if they can win that and make it to the semifinals on Monday, I'll be down there Monday. I'm going down Monday, and we'll cover the semifinals and finals of the women on Monday and Tuesday. Hey, there's Mr. Buchanan on his flight. Still checking us out. That was great having him on last night, man. I can't imagine. I just hope someday as a father with young kids, it's not the, I'm so proud of them when they have a Little League game or something, and it's so fun to watch. But you think about a dad and getting to watch a Division I athlete, and you watch all these games on TV. You don't get to come to many games, and then you go all the way to, your kid goes all the way to Idaho, and you get to go see him on senior night and see him dominate and have 17 points or whatever it was. I was thinking throughout the game, and I said something to Johnny about that, how cool that must be for a guy like Javen, for a cool like Javen Buchanan's dad, John Buchanan, and for him to come hang out with us on the pregame show. That was a lot of fun. That was cool. Great. You got to come last night. Great win. Safe travels. Yeah. It was Corbin. There you go. John said it was Corbin that he came to. Yeah. A little different seeing the game last night versus Corbin. So that had to be really, really cool. They're asking you, John, if you taught Javen that Kevin McHale movie used last night. So happy when he scored the first basket with his parents there. Yeah, he got off to a really nice start. Hit the first 2 buckets. And that was big last night. The start that Boise State had just got the crowd into it early and kept it rolling. And it was a really, really, really nice win. So, excuse me. Overall, nice win for Boise State. 4 in a row. They're one right now. And they're going to finish it up on Saturday at Colorado State. If you want to watch Colorado State, they are playing tonight at New Mexico. I caution you, that's probably not going to go well for Colorado State tonight. Do not think that means that's a easy game on Saturday. It's a 2-point spread right now, and on KenPom, they currently have Colorado State projected to win by 2 on Saturday against Boise State. I'm telling you, that's going to be a really tough game. It's senior night for Colorado State, and they've been playing a lot better. I think they've won 7 or 8 in a row, and they're rolling right now. So They may not win tonight. In fact, they're projected to lose by 9 tonight. So it could get ugly tonight, but it's certainly going to be a tough game on Saturday. A lot of seeding implications on the line. There's going to be a lot on it on Saturday. So Johnny will join me tomorrow, Prater on Friday, and then we'll get over to Fort Collins on Saturday for the game. So 86-77. Broncos are rolling 4 in a row, and it's a good time right now to be a Boise State fan. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. They're looking good. Excuse me, got the cough. And certainly playing their best basketball at the right time here as they move towards the conference tournament. So go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. Go read Nathan Carroll's postgame analysis, all the postgame interviews, the postgame show. Everything is up at BroncoNationNews.com. And we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Johnny Ballgame. Again, Boise State wins at 86-77. The Broncos are they're rolling, man. Fun team to cover right now. Fun team to watch. And we'll see what happens Saturday at Colorado State. But go subscribe. Go read our coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. Hit that like and subscribe on this YouTube video before you get out of here. And we'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News online. Bronco Nation News from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Our title sponsor, as always, Lithia Ford of Boise. Have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you later.